What's up, bubbies? Welcome back to the channel. I'm e-bike builder. I do e-bike things. Once in a while, an e-bike catches my eye, and I want to make a video about it. So just yesterday, I saw that Ariel Rider sent out an email about this new X-Class 2025. They've got a new X-Class, and so it looks like there's a whole lineup of them. So they're kind of doing like the thing like Ride One Up, where Ride One Up, you know how they have the Rev 1 and then there's like the DRT version of the Rev 1. There's like they've got the Rev 1 model, but then there's kind of like different variants of it. So it seems like Ariel Rider's doing something similar here. They've got kind of a new moped style e-bike. So there's a Cafe Racer Off-Road Edition and then a Performance Edition, 3 of them in the X-Class lineup. You can save up to $300 when you pre-order. Reserve now with just a $100 down payment. Ships in April. Lock in the low introductory price today. It's kind of nice how you can pre-order with just $1,000 or with just $100 down payment instead of paying for like the whole bike ahead of time. That's kind of annoying. I think it's a better idea to do the down payments, just like a small down payment. So that's cool. That makes sense. So let's check out the lineup. So here's the Cafe Racer, stylish, agile, perfect for city rides. There's the Off-Road Edition, built to handle rugged terrain like a beast. We've also got the Performance Edition, the ultimate power, speed, and range. That's pretty cool. It's almost like it's leveling up before your eyes. It's like you know how Pokemons evolve into a new evolution? It's like it starts out with the Cafe Racer, and then it kind of evolves, and it grows a rear suspension. And then then there's that final form, the Performance Edition. That's pretty cool. 2025 X-Class. It looks like a Super 73, that Performance Edition. That's pretty cool. So I wonder how much all these cost. We'll have to take a look at the website and see what it looks like. Let's take a peek here. So they've got this little ad right here. The X-Class is now 60 volts. More power, more range, more performance. Starting from $17.99. Reserve now. Let's go take a look. Okay. So here's the X-Class 60 volt. Can we zoom this in a little bit? Are you gonna zoom? There we go. X-Class 60 volts. So there's the Cafe Racer one right there. So let's look at some big pictures of it. Let's see here. So here's the Cafe Racer. Wonder what tires those are. Innova something or other. Those look kind of cool. Cafe Racer, it looks like it has turn signals. So here's the Off-Road Edition. The rear suspension. And then the Performance Edition. It's got that high-end look to it. And I think the suspension's a lot better on this one. It's got that inverted fork in the front. That thing looks mean. It looks like a mean bike. So here's a picture of the display. You got some meters over on the left. Got a speed, pedal assist level, small, tiny battery gauge, trip odometer, and then some other kind of icon there. So let's go back and take a look at the X-Class 60 volts, high performance moped style electric motorbike. I like how they're calling it an electric motorbike. Built for speed, power, and versatility. Highest torque motor in its class, advanced suspension, a second battery option. X-Class 60 volts outperforms the competition. For a limited time, Performance Edition includes a free second battery and charger for extended range. So that's pretty cool. The Performance Edition has a free second battery. So let's take a look. How much do these cost? So the Cafe Racer version is $17.99 on sale, and it says the list price is $18.99. But so I'm just gonna go with the prices that they're showing, because there's always something funny going on with like the list price, and then it's crossed out to make it feel like you're getting a good deal. So let's call it $17.99. That's what they're going for right now. $1,800, $1,900. So it's under $2,000 for this thing, and it's 60 volts. Let's look at the specs. So it says the 132 Newton meter motor outperforms competitors. But then down here in this text that you can barely read, it says 132 Newton meter motor only, standard in the performance edition. So we'll have to compare the specs between the editions and see what's different. So then it's got good range, so 60 volt system, 203 millimeter 4-piston brakes. So it's got high and low beam lights, turn signals, brake lights, built-in horn. So there's a lot of safety features. So there's comfort. Off-road edition has a 60 millimeter spring-based rear shock. Performance edition upgrades to 80 millimeter fast ace shock. Hydroformed frame. So it says the Cafe Racer and Off-Road feature the armored DRL headlight for max safety, while Performance Edition has the dual lens halo. That Performance Edition looks so sick nasty, boys. Look at that thing. I don't usually like these moped style looking e-bikes, but that thing looks pretty cool. Gotta admit. So then it also says the battery is going to be Samsung, and they have thermal resistant tech encapsulating each cell in heat absorbing resin for greater safety, efficiency, and lifespan. It's pretty nice. Similar to like what Rad Power Bikes is doing, I guess. I hope my mic isn't fucking wacky here. It's got 4.5 inch wide front tire, 5 inch wide rear tire. So what do we got here? There's a bunch of words. What's going on here? So we got integrated brake light and turn signals, fat tires, display. So the Performance Edition has a Fast Ace BDA 53RC rear shock, 450 pound spring, 265 millimeter stroke. So let's look at the tech specs. Alright, here we go. So we got the Cafe Racer Edition and the Off-Road Edition. Both have the 750 watt 110 Newton meter motor. Performance Edition bumps it up, 750 watt 132 Newton meter motor. So that's pretty impressive, because if you have like a Bafang G62 1000 watt hub motor like I do on my other bike, and then you put it on a higher voltage, that kind of makes it 110 newton meters ish in torque. But I don't think that the Bafang G62 is 132 newton meters of torque. So I imagine that this thing probably has like a 1500 watt motor from Hentac or something. I don't know if it's a Bafang motor. It's probably kind of similar to like the motors that they put on wired e-bikes and the e-cells e-bikes. So I think that's probably what Ariel Rider is kind of trying to compete with here, is like they're putting out an e-bike that's 60 volts and kind of like around $2,000 depending on which model you get, that can most likely go 40 miles an hour plus is what I'm thinking. I don't know if they're gonna lock it down, or like it doesn't say anywhere where like what the max speed is when you unlock this thing. But I am assuming if it's 60 volts and it comes with a 20 amp hour battery, it should be able to do 40 miles an hour if you unlock it. Samsung battery cells. So let's see here. So I wonder if it's the same motor on all of these, and then they just give the Performance Edition like a better controller, like a slightly better controller. So if you've got 110 newton meters versus 132 newton meters, what is that? That's like 22 Newton meters. So it's probably like 10 phase amps more or something on this performance edition. So it might be like like a controller that's like 5 amps more or something on this one. I don't know if it's a different motor entirely. I think it would simplify manufacturing if they all just use the same motor, but then the performance one has that better controller. Seems like they all have the same battery. So the performance edition, so one thing about that performance edition is that right now it comes with a free additional 15 amp hour battery. So you gotta factor that into the price. So let's look at the prices here. I don't think I ever went through them all. So Cafe Racer's $1,800. Off-road version, $2,100. And then the performance edition is $2,700. So it looks like performance edition usually would be about $3,000. But that thing looks like a Super 73. And if you guys recall, I did a video recently about Super 73, where now Super 73, they got caught up in that lawsuit, and they're like downgrading their bikes to class 2, and they only go 20 miles an hour. So that's kind of crazy, because nobody's going to buy Super 73s when you can buy one of these things for like half the price. And it's 60 volts, and it's better than a Super 73. So Ariel Rider, they're coming out swinging. This is looking pretty competitive this year in 2025. It looks like they're just kind of taking their chances with the new e-bike laws and throttle legislations and stuff. I don't know, where is Ariel Rider based in the US? Like, does it say? I don't know. But it's looking pretty competitive from Ariel Rider. And it was pretty noteworthy because Ariel Rider, they don't come out with new e-bikes very often. Right? Like if you go and you look at Ariel Rider's e-bikes, man, that X-Class 60 volts looks so badass. I love that thing. But if you look at their e-bikes, like the Grizzly, it's been out for a long time. Basically since like the e-bikes started kicking off, right? In like 2019 or 2020 or something. Like they used to have the D-Class, which was their dual motorbike. But I think they got rid of the D-Class and then it changed to the Grizzly for whatever reason. But like they haven't come out with new bikes for a long time. Like they make a bike and it's just like a really cool, really solid bike, and then it's just like they leave it alone for a long time. Like with the Grizzly, they upgraded. It started out with it was dual 750 watt motors, and then they come out with like new versions of the Grizzly and like incremental upgrades, and they eventually upgraded it from 750 watt motors to 1000 watt motors on the Grizzly. So they do kind of like do little incremental upgrades. But, so I mean, it's like with Ariel Rider, they got the Grizzly, they got the Kepler, so that's another e-bike that's probably been out, 5 years, 6 years or something, since like the e-bike started kicking off. And it's just like a really solid e-bike, right? I mean, the Kepler, that was one of kind of like the first like sub $2,000 bikes that would do a solid like 35 miles an hour top speed. And they've just been selling them like crazy for 5 years, doing really good. Like they don't, and they've got a step-through version of it too. So Ariel Rider, I'm not sure where they're located, or like, I think it's a Chinese. I really don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna sit here and like read about it. Maybe it's not Chinese. I don't know. They don't look Chinese, the founders. But I've always thought that Ariel Rider is kind of cool e-bike company. Like back when e-bikes first started kicking off, it was like Super 73. It was really cool and everybody liked that. And then like Ariel Rider came out, and like you could buy an e-bike for like $2,000 from Ariel Rider that was just as good as the Super 73s. And it's been a very like competitive, value-priced e-bike company ever since. And it seems like they've just kind of been kind of sitting back, chilling out, just selling e-bikes like crazy. And I thought it was pretty noteworthy that they came out with this new X-Class. Man, it looks so mean. I love how it looks. It does look a lot like a Super 73, I gotta admit. I like how it's got that 60 volt 20 amp hour battery in the down tube. Those down tubes just keep getting bigger. Look at these. Look at that thing. Look at the down tube on that thing. Just absolutely huge. But it's like you don't have to worry about this thing wobbling around, right? So, man, that is cool. I like what they're doing. I like what they're doing. They're coming out swinging, very competitive. I mean, the dropouts, it looks like it would be a good bike to mod out. Like, the dropouts look really chunky. It seems like it has some kind of a derailleur hanger there that the chain tensioner is attached to, so that's nice. It's always nice when you have some kind of a derailleur hanger. Maybe it's like a torque plate or something. I don't know if there's actually room for a full like gear cluster here, but it is nice that there's kind of a derailleur hanger there just in case you clip your chain tensioner on something. It's always nice to have a derailleur hanger that's replaceable as opposed to just like a piece of your frame that broke off. The welds, man, the welds up here between the top tube and the down tube look a little messy. Look at that. The weld, like right here, look at this weld between, like, underneath the battery here, like right next to the middle of the fork. That weld looks very welded. I don't know. I'm not a welder. I'm not going to judge the welds, but it just looks like it stands out. Alright, well, that's the new Ariel Rider X-Class 60 volts. I think it's very cool. I think Ariel Rider's coming into 2025 swinging, very competitive. I mean, I think this is one of the coolest e-bikes. Probably going to be one of the coolest e-bikes this year. You know, X-Class 60 volts. They've probably been working on this for a while. So, alright, well, I thought that was pretty interesting that Ariel Rider had a new bike, a new X-Class. Very cool, 60 volts. I don't have anything negative to say about it. It just looks cool. I'm excited to see them release in April, hopefully, with no delays. And you guys will have to let me know what you think in the comments about this new X-Class and how Ariel Rider's doing. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I'll be making some more videos soon. Doing some scripting in Vesk. Making some layouts and stuff. It's still like the depths of winter here. So I'm just like hunkered down, and it's pretty tough this winter. It's been pretty cold. I have not been riding my bike at all. So I appreciate you guys for sticking around and liking and subscribing and hanging out. And we're going to get back to it real soon, bubs. So stay tuned. Peace out. Thanks for watching.